Today, we had the honor to sit down with Michael Tolcher in Studio 11. We talked about everything from his career to placements that he had, to getting his songs on Hilton commercials, to getting his songs on some of the most iconic TV shows of the early 2000s. And without further ado, here it is, Talking Chit with Michael Tolcher.
Talking Chit, just talking. Talking Chit, what are they doing? You never really know, but I'm into it there.
Talking Chit.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we are with Lewis and Michael Tolcher talking Chit. That's right.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good time.
So, Michael and I have known each other. Michael is an amazing writer, performer, singer-songwriter. You've had bands. You've been on big labels. You've toured the world and all these things. But we go back to where? How far back do we go?
We go back to 1999.
1999.
You know,
Holy crap.
when I was needing to record, and I'm from Atlanta, so I started, I don't know when it dawned on me, but I was like, I'm going to look on the albums that I love, like the CDs that I love, because I didn't know where to start. And I turn over some albums and I see Tree Sound Studios Atlanta. And I'm like, what? Right here in Atlanta. So I just call, I don't know how anything works. So I just come and knock on the door, and Anna answered the door.
Yeah?
And I said, yeah, I just want to talk about recording music, and met you probably 10 minutes into my visit.
There you go.
And you gave me a tour and just blew my mind with the facility and your knowledge and everything. And then we started hanging.
Yeah?
So going to festivals and stuff like that. And so what's that, 27 years ago?
Wow. Just out of curiosity, what were those records?
Well, the one I remember was Matthew Sweet, and another one was Matchbox 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would have been Matt Serletic records, probably.
Okay.
I think he was the producer on that stuff.
Okay, yeah. And
Yeah.
they were even doing some stuff when I came up here at one time.
Yeah, yeah, they were here for quite some time. I think Matt, he did those records. He did Edwin McCain, I think. There was a series of albums that were all kind of back to back. I think he was here for about a year.
I almost forgot, but I ended up, let's call it 20 years later, writing and recording with Matt in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, that's me and him. But 20 years later, so.
Wow.
And of course, when I'm up here and they had that whole half of the building block.
Yeah.
For months.
Yeah.
And I was using this Studio 11 in the cave for some vocals and stuff. And being that my first go around, it was just thinking, man, if Matt Serletic would hear me in here singing and come over here and just say anything to me.
Right.
There was another guy with them, maybe.
His brother, I believe.
Was it? Okay.
I think it was Matt and his brother who worked on that stuff. And
Okay.
and you know the Collective Soul guys as well.
Yes.
And Will and so I might have met you through those circles too.
Oh yeah, he did their records too, right? And they recorded.
He did their earlier stuff, but then the later stuff we did here was not with him. I think Ed was producing.
Okay. I met Ed around 1997 or so. Or 96. I played Will's brother's wedding at a random. Me and Will were the musicians at his brother's wedding.
Nice.
I knew the wife, I guess. Yeah,
Right.
I knew the wife.
Well, yeah, you grew up down there, right?
Yeah.
Lovejoy,
Lovejoy. Yeah.
near Stockbridge.
Down the panhandle of Clayton County. They say that it was per capita the bootleg capital of the world during Prohibition.
Oh, wow.
At least per capita. And
Yeah, you said bootleg. I'm thinking
moonshine.
okay,
Not music.
not music, right?
Moonshine. So if you and I often did, but you go walking through the woods there, and every little small cut in the ground that had water flowing through it, you'd find remnants of an old still.
Oh yeah,
It's just like almost every running water they had at making moonshine.
man. I found a spot like that once hiking through the woods. Kind of made me a little nervous, but it wasn't running still. But I came upon it. It was like a little ravine,
Yeah.
And I just, for whatever reason, was just walking through the woods, and I went down that ravine, and there was 3 or 4 stills down in there. And I was like, oh, what did I just stumble upon? And they were all overgrown. And but it still kind of made me like a little like nervous.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Kind of talking back to our early conversation about the tape machines and stuff. Who recorded on this and whatnot? I feel like almost every county in Georgia has their claim to fame. Like, oh, we were the first ones with bootleg and moonshine and all that stuff. And then you get up into you go up into North Carolina and they do the same thing. Like, oh, NASCAR was invented here because we were like bootleg of moonshine.
That's right. That's what they say up in up in Dawsonville.
In Dawsonville, yeah. It's so funny.
I think Georgia by far has the highest number of counties in any state.
Oh yeah, 159.
I was going to say 152, but it's like
159.
It's if you think, and I believe part of the reason that happened is when Georgia was founded. Well, maybe
we want our own taxes too.
Georgia was founded as a penal colony.
Okay.
So Oglethorpe, who was sent here as the dude in charge, who I think was pretty young when it happened, was in charge of this penal colony, basically. The debtors, the imprisoned people, stuff like that.
They sent them to Georgia?
They sent them to Georgia.
Well,
and so they sent all the criminals to Georgia. Imagine that. And then at some point, I guess, when everybody gets their freedom, right, or they finish they've paid their debt to society, right? They all break out and get their little pieces of land and start their own little fiefdoms. So that's why there's like the whole boss hog concept in Dukes of Hazzard. We got 159 of them suckers.
Wow. That's crazy.
Little tiny counties. It's so bizarre.
So maybe they were like, because it seems like there are a lot of family names. All the counties are like a name.
Yeah.
Colquitt, Cobb, from family.
Sure.
So they started their own fiefdom.
Yeah.
Wow.
In high school, we used to try and race cars because we're stupid. And, teenagers being idiots. And there were certain roads that we would race on because we knew that they went in and out of several county lines in a really short stretch.
Oh.
And so we knew that cops aren't going to, they don't hang out there to try and do a speed trap because you've gone in and out of 3 other counties by the time they pull you over.
Smart.
It's really weird. It's like where North Fulton and Gwinnett meet, and they go in and out of each other up there. It's like part of Winters Chapel is like that, Winters Chapel Road. But we used to.
Now you're giving people ideas.
That's right. Get speed on Winters Chapel.
Hey, they still do it, and it's.
Yeah, no. Now they do it downtown. Now they have these crazy, street race parties, right, where hundreds of kids get together and have drag races and stuff in the middle of town.
Yeah, I met the guy that used to organize them.
Really? How do they not get busted for that crap?
Because it's like so massive.
There's too many people.
Big, yeah. Was Pink Flamingo. I think he's out in Florida. But in one of my old metal bands, our manager used to manage him too. And he started getting like very popular because he would film all of his street races with like a VHS camcorder. And then he started doing music videos for rappers too.
Wow.
So it became like a whole production team. And it's like
smokes.
Really cool what they do. It's like aesthetically and visually, it's super artistic.
Yeah.
But tinkering there with the law.
Yeah. Well, don't break the law.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
But I think, circling back to what you were saying about just coming here and knocking on the door, like, the music industry is constantly changing, but I feel like there's something that hasn't really changed, and it's that it's still like a business of people.
Right.
And
relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships.
And even the other day talking with Peter and stuff like that, how he just went up to the stage and talked to Tony and like, he told me I could stay. I think that's something valuable for the kids that are like wanting to make it happen too nowadays. Just like put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there.
Show up with your instrument.
Sure. Yeah. And if you don't try, you won't know if you can do it.
You already have the no by not trying.
Yeah. I mean, I one of our interns here, great kid, Hayden. I didn't know he was a vinyl freak. And all of a sudden I start spinning vinyl and he's like, I've got some vinyl at home. You want me to bring it? I'm like, yeah, bring it. So he was helping me out last night and we were having fun playing records. And I was like, hey, you want to be like my official vinyl assistant because you're the only kid here I know who can work a turntable, right? You know, kids are like, what are you doing? Putting the needle down. And it's kind of a delicate procedure, you know?
Yeah.
And he brought out a scale so we could weigh the tone arm and set the, get the right amount of grams on it, adjust the anti-skating properly. And we went through this little scientific thing. And then it occurred to me as we were finishing up last night, wow, you just kind of became, you just made a role for yourself. You just became a thing, a job I didn't know existed. Just because you showed up and said, hey, can I help you?
Yeah.
I'm willing to do that. I know how to do that. Let me do that. And then I was like, yeah, you go flip the album over, dude. I'll just sit right here. You know?
Yeah, that's some rare knowledge.
And then it just turned into, this is a thing. And it didn't occur to me until we played this album. We both sat there listening to it going, wow, this is amazing. Because we're in a control room and we're listening to it in a lab, if you will. And he was like, man, wouldn't it be great to like meet this girl and talk to her and, talk about the production of this? I said, yeah, why don't you just reach out to their management? And if they're ever going to be they're from Iceland. I was like, if they're ever going to be in Atlanta, open invitation to come talk about the vinyl and we're streaming it and tell them what we're doing and just tell them you're my vinyl assistant or whatever. He's like, all right, man, I'm on it. I'm sending the email. Cool. So yeah, that's just kind of, you never know where it's going to come from. Right.
Absolutely.
You never know where the opportunity will come from or when.
Yeah.
Just got to be open.
Absolutely.
And ready to do it. Yeah.
And when you came to Tree Sound, did you record here your first record? Was it like EPs and?
Yeah, it was mostly just single songs that were just piling up, but we put together a full collection of songs. But having the money to press and release and all that stuff never came together for me. But I bet in total I've recorded at least 50 songs at Tree.
Probably.
I think so.
Plenty of live
and then
shows.
Later, a couple of full albums.
Yeah, plenty of live shows.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Cave several times in the Cave.
But when you were signed, we did a couple of like full-blown albums, right?
Yeah. And after.
Full band, yeah.
Yeah. And we did a full band concert here at least twice.
Yeah.
It broke down into a drum circle. I invited anyone that came to the show to bring a drum if they wanted. So
sweet.
In the middle of the show, we had a big drum circle.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Yep. We used to do some hippie ass shit.
Yes, we did. Still do a little bit.
Still do.
Hippie ass shit.
Hey, speaking of hippie shit,
Right.
High Noon. So
that's
one year we were at a festival.
Turnip Town?
I think it was Town up in North Georgia someplace.
Yeah.
Frogtown. Frogtown? Does that sound?
Or maybe the festival had something to do with turnips. I don't know.
Or frogs. Or frog eating turnips.
Could have been it.
It's a great combo.
It was one of those camping
Turnips
festivals. Everybody's camping out, multiple bands. And it was like all about high noon.
It was exactly
High noon. We're standing on this hill.
thousands of people
Looking at all these people on the stage, and it was just like this super elevated moment. Like,
Well, our whole crew came together. The whole group that we had gone with. We didn't plan to meet anywhere or anything.
just kind
But
of
all of a sudden, we found about 11
on
of us.
top of this hill.
Found ourselves in the same exact place at the same time, and I look and see what time it is, and it's exactly high noon. And I'm like, wow. And I thought at that point, all right, nothing needs to be added. And we all got in a circle.
Yeah.
And I just remember the thought, and even those words were nothing needed to be added or taken away to make it perfect.
It's just high noon.
And we were just right there on it. So that's all I got the tattoo for.
Yeah.
You want to hear the crazy backup story to the tattoo? So I had the idea, and then I'm playing in Columbus,
The watch?
Georgia. The watch tattoo. I'm playing in Columbus, and I wanted to get it tattooed, so I'd remember that moment where nothing needs to be added or taken away. That moment. So I'm playing in Columbus, and underneath is a tattoo parlor. And I'm playing my show or whatever. I take a break, and the guy goes, "Hey, if you want a tattoo after the show, come down." I said, "Okay, I do have one." This is the first tattoo, so I have one in mind. And I finish the show, and everyone involved in the show goes downstairs, and we get a bunch of beers, and we're getting lifted all night. And it's the kid's first tattoo. That's why he was going to give me a free tattoo. But something I couldn't have anticipated is it took 6 hours. So we're all hanging deep. We're hanging deep in this tattoo parlor. And it happens all night, but we're partying all night. It just was perfect. And then the sun starts to come up and the guy comes in the door and says, "You're not going to freaking believe this." And he lays down the newspaper and the headline is High Noon.
What?
Yeah. And he knew
my
I was
God.
getting the tattoo.
Holy
right?
crap.
And it was when John Daly won the British Open. And it said, boom, High Noon. And so, yeah, and we're just like, yeah, we've been partying all night. And
you're like, sign from God.
Yeah, it's 6, 7 o'clock in the morning whenever the paper comes out, and he lays that down, and we just feel so complete in that moment. But so High Noon also, and this is what the thing meant, was the height when you do your best work in your lifetime, the height of your creative career, or just when you really start delivering results,
Or when you have a duel.
A duel, right?
50 paces, High Noon.
Beat me at High Noon. That's when it always happened, right?
Okay, Corral.
So the light, maybe it's so the light wasn't biased. It couldn't be biased light.
Yeah.
Well, that's the idea.
It wouldn't be in your eye.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Somebody wouldn't have the
shadow.
advantage, right?
That's crazy.
So
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
Every
it
time
originated at that festival.
It started.
We all
I remember
came
that
together.
moment because for over the years, it'd be like High Noon.
And I think I was thinking, I want to remember this. What time is it? I was like, well, no way. It's exactly High Noon.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It was not like some people might go, oh, like you're like getting high or whatever, but it's not that.
Right. No.
We were probably all super high, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
It was a festival, but it was the elevated feeling. It was so like
We were looking at each other's
crazy.
eyes like we were all.
Wow, like we were all connected in this one moment,
It's like we were tripping balls, but
we weren't.
Yeah.
We needed no words.
We were tripping on humanity, on human connectivity. Really, is what it was, and it was. We were at the top of that hill, but it was almost like feeling connected to the entire, several thousand people.
Yes.
It was crazy.
profound.
It was crazy. Yeah.
And that's to circle back to our conversation over breakfast. That's what I think that band Sun tries to do with their live shows.
They try to get everybody focused on one sound.
Elevate to that.
Yeah. And that's why it's like you can't just listen to that. You have to experience it with people. Yeah.
It was kind of
It's like listening to a yoga class.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we were passing the phone around last night and just laughing. Let's listen to another album. It would be exactly.
Yeah. But if you go to even like certain like tribal rituals and stuff like that, it all tends to be and doesn't matter the culture. It can be from Africa, it can be from India,
Tibetan monks and chanting.
yeah, and
bowls.
it's all a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the frequency, like the healing bowls,
Absolutely.
and all that stuff too. It's
Yeah.
just one drone.
We did a
That's
sound
the
bath here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Transic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it only happens over time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We did a sound bath a couple of weeks ago in Studio A. Maybe had 30 people laying down, and this guy had gongs and bowls and a whole ton of different instruments. Everybody's got their eyes closed, so I couldn't see what he was doing, but I could certainly hear it. And I don't know how he did it, but at one point I felt like I was floating in the sound. Like it was so immersive. And it was just one guy.
Wow.
But like he'd get a gong going, then he'd get another one, then he'd get some bowls, then he'd move around the room and get different instruments resonating all together. And it was like floating in sound.
Wow.
And I definitely believe it has healing properties.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, and that's kind of the opposite of that band.
Yeah,
I
especially
mean, similar concept where they're like immersing you in the sound, except for these were all very pleasant and soothing sounds.
Yeah.
Whereas like super loud distortion to me is not soothing.
Well, it's soothing your water, Paul. You remember?
Yeah.
Years ago, Paul was used to say, "Don't harsh my water, bro." Like,
Because we're mostly water.
of course, and your mouth.
I don't want your vibes to fuck with my
tuning
molecules,
in.
man.
It's just so accurate.
It's true.
What's really being affected? So much of it is your water.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't fuck with my water.
And the tuning bowl was like really syncing up your water. Like your water was smiling.
Yeah.
Sound bath.
Well, there's a Japanese scientist guy who did that experiment. I can't remember his name, but it's a very iconic experiment where he took like a bottle of water or a glass of water or something, and he put it in front of a black and white sign that said hate. He did another one that said love. Then he did one that said like some other negative shit, and then some other positive shit. So he did a series of these, and then did a molecular study of the water in front of the word hate versus, say, the word love. And the molecular structure of the water in front of hate was very chaotic and not pretty. Molecular structure of the water in front of love was all chill and symmetrical and as peaceful. So just literally the thoughts of someone when they're reading the word, looking at the water, affects the water. And since we're mostly water,
That person's affected.
that whoever you encounter at any moment, they have an effect on your water.
Well, it even comes down to, with people, like when you meet someone that just is like, always like shitty stuff is happening to them, and you meet them and you get to spend time with them and you're like, well, you're just always kind of miserable too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good point.
And like you attract that stuff
That's right.
too.
That's right. That whole law of attraction thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, but it's true. I mean, even when things are really bad, that's the time when you need to focus on the positive even more.
Absolutely.
Because, that's when you need to fight that energetic shift into the dark side. Stay away from the dark
That's
side.
what they were talking.
That's right. You got to stay on the bright side of the force. Always on the sunny side.
Yeah. Which is like a perfect segue, because when Paul told me we were going to have you as a guest, I this whole week I've been listening to your discography.
Oh, okay.
What's available on Apple Music. I'm sure you have plenty of other stuff. And I couldn't help it, but I was just always smiling listening to it. It's like very uplifting music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's, somewhat intentional. I like to, for things to have a good ending. And I do like to talk about the human struggle, but I always like to include the opportunity for triumph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you were just talking about. Yes, we toil, we suffer, we battle, but ultimately the goal is to overcome.
Right.
And to dwell there. So
Yeah.
that's where I write from. And usually if I'm getting into a song that's about a battle, then I'll certainly want to encourage myself to try.
Yeah.
I remember one of your songs, Get on Your Deathbed.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of my favorites. is the concept is go ahead and get on your deathbed. Go ahead and get ready to die. Be prepared to die like you're dying. And then
live from there.
And live from there.
Yeah.
Live like every day is your last day, basically.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you know this is it and you're on your deathbed, you might be more appreciative of some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, tomorrow is never guaranteed.
Like tomorrow, that's right.
Yeah.
It was an extreme approach, but
Yeah, but it got the point
it was
across.
carpe diem with some,
Right.
an extreme approach. But it was a little tongue in cheek. It was like a bluegrass song. It's time to get on your deathbed. My grandma hated that song.
I'll bet.
Yeah. She was,
She you write that for me or what?
yeah, she said, not to, I was
I'm not that old.
well, for some of us, it's, a little too close to home.
That's right.
Like, we can't be metaphorical at our age. Oh, yeah, it makes sense, Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already on it. You don't need to tell me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know. Yeah,
conceptual
I'm
for
already
me.
doing that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Trust me, young man, I'm there. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not flying to Ireland. I'm really just trying to get this pain out of my leg.
That's right. Or the shoulder.
She was
my arthritis is acting up and the gout's killing me.
right.
That actually happens to me. I hate that. I hate getting old sometimes.
Yeah, right. We can't sit for very long.
No. Not even. So,
Hearing the creaking.
God, so decades and decades we've been doing stuff here. Have you always stayed in? No, you left Atlanta for a while, didn't you?
Only for like musical stints, in New York.
I thought you moved to New York or something.
I just went there when I signed a deal and lived there to make the record, but moved back as soon as I went on tour.
Right.
did the same thing in LA. Went out there to work with Glenn Ballard. So I lived there for like 6 or 8 months.
Oh, did you work with him and Dave Stewart?
Yes.
Yeah, those guys.
That was
Super cool.
My goodness.
You've been to their offices and stuff there?
Oh yeah, every morning,
It's
for
like
weeks.
I never seen more gold records anywhere in my life.
Or Grammys.
They just got the little small ones because that way they could fit more of them. And they just got them in rows from the floor to the ceiling, dude, on every wall.
There's no more room on the windows.
There's no more room for
They're full of
flash.
Grammys also. But I think I read there, like their name was, and it must be at least a billion now, but it was a 500 million sold.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that now, yeah.
Oh, it's probably a billion.
Probably.
And then Glenn went to Broadway. So, I mean, it was magical times. Dave never stopped moving. I mean, I don't know if I could even say I met him. I guess I could say I met him. I wrote with him every day, but his method of writing was to walk through the room, not really even look at you or anything, and go, "You should go to an A there and say something about the destruction of the walls," and then he'd disappear into the other room.
I love
Me
it.
and Glenn would be here like grinding, like,
Right.
okay, so now we got to do a bridge, right? Yeah, let's do a bridge. And then he could just come through the room and go back to the 4 and stop talking about like loss. Yeah. And then he'd disappear, never took his sunglasses
That's
off.
great.
But Glenn just loved it too. I thought, man, this is going to cause some tension, isn't it? Like, is it Glenn eventually?
They've been
gonna go,
working
"Come on,
together
bro,
forever, right?
chill out or have a seat or what, you can't just walk through here and say 3 things. But of course, after the first day, I realized, no, that's the whole
That's
thing.
their process.
He's not going to come back here and sit down.
That's right. He's not gonna. You're not gonna hang out, man.
Dude, while we're here, I got to tell you this part. So the first day, and I'm signed for a minute. I'm not just off the street. I have a pretty good idea that I'm qualified to sing and whatnot. But so I'm in there with Glenn, and we're recording, and I sing the song down. And the first time I'm in the booth, we didn't talk a whole lot. He wanted me to get right in there. And I come and sit down. So this is when we're really going to meet or whatever during playback. And bro, they played what I sang back, and it sounded like a hyena on crack.
Oh no.
And I had a full burst panic attack. Like I was finding out with Glenn Ballard that I can't sing. And
Oh no. This is what I find out.
Everyone's been lying to me.
Oh my God.
Something. And Glenn is white as it goes too. He's like, he doesn't know what's happening. And so that made me feel a little bit better, but I'm full on dying in my skin right here. And it's silent, but we're listening to it. And the engineer goes, wait. He said, I have auto-tune set to E flat. Neither of us knew what was happening. I hadn't
my
even used
God.
auto-tune. Yeah. So
I remember that story. When you
died
started telling it, I was like,
first
oh
day.
yeah.
I was
That's-
like, what?
Oh my God.
I have auto-tune set to E flat. I was like, okay. I'm just like dying. But then he played it back, and so enormous icebreaker. But I had to take an hour. Go, bro. I just faced death.
Right. That's
Like,
right. I was about to
This
kill
is gonna
myself.
Take more than a sip of water. I'm going for a walk. I'll see y'all in a minute. I gotta get my nervous system back.
Oh my God.
I never experienced.
Well, that
anything like
answers a question I was about to ask you, which is, were you recording in Pro Tools? And the answer is yes.
Yes, we were. Yes. I'm trying to think what year. Oh, it was like 2008.
What records? We did records on tape.
Yeah.
What records did we do on tape? I saw them in
Full
the tape
View
vault.
was one of them. I don't even know if, like I said, I was just recording song after song after song. I don't know if they're, I think I had the album title Full View. I think I've called 3 different ones of my albums Full View. But
Oh,
I
you're
don't know
allowed
if
to do
anyone
that.
got released.
It's called all the same.
I don't
thing.
think any of them got released, but yeah, we, over the years just recorded tons of songs, lots of 2-inch tapes.
Yep.
I think they were like $185 back then, but you
Yeah.
really had to sit down and make a decision.
Yeah.
Well, we could do another song, but we're out of tape.
Yeah.
Like, okay, give me 10 minutes here. Yeah. Because
Do you want to erase some shit? That would be the discussion. Are we gonna sacrifice something? Because there was no way to like back it up.
Yeah.
It was like, we're just gonna have to kill one if we want to make room for the others. We're gonna have to cull the herd.
Be like, I'm gonna have to go play 2 more shows in Buckhead.
Bite of the real
And then we'll
estate.
get another thing. But
Right.
so we did that. But even recently, we did the. Remember, I did the one with no digital instruments here. Sorry,
Right.
I did one with no digital instruments where Peter played. And
Right.
Kofi
Peter
played.
Stroud.
Okay.
And Kofi Burbridge.
Yeah,
Yep.
played flute. We did that one. That one's called. I don't remember what it's called, but what is it called? Sorry, I won't think of it.
What was the one with Wild Animal? Was that
That
was,
one
was that the next
did-
one?
That was before that.
Before that one.
That one was called 11 because it had been 11 years since my previous album. I'm like an every 10, 11 year guy.
Every decade.
Yeah, I want to come back and do it again. So, and that's what I'm doing now. So I think my last album was 2018, which was the one. Oh, Elemental.
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
Right.
Elemental was one we did here, and I think that was 2018.
Yep. That's what at least I saw on the book on the
Yep.
publishing. Yeah.
So it's about time for free production. It's
telling
2026.
you.
Yeah, time to start free
Our
pro.
free pro for the in 2 years from now we'll be ready to record a song.
Yeah. And then 3 years from now, I'm going to do 25th anniversary of I Am,
Oh, nice.
first major release, I guess.
What label was that?
It started on Octone Records, which
Right.
was during the Upstream days. I don't know if they still do that, but they had an Upstream concept where you signed to an independent label that was under the umbrella of a major.
Right.
And when you sold 100,000 albums, you got moved to the major automatically.
Oh, okay.
It was an Upstream deal. So it went from Octone Records to J Records, which was Clive's
Clyde.
first
Yeah.
thing. That was 2004. So wow. Yeah. And while I was in the studio, because we watched it, was the first episode of American Idol.
Wow.
Yeah. And J Records bought the contract to the American Idol. So
Okay.
it was not good for guys like me, coming from the woods to make an album.
Oh yeah.
Because the first time we recorded a quad. I got a lot of the money. I'm one of the guys ready to pop here. Right in front of me, Maroon 5 was selling millions of records. It was me and Maroon 5 on Octone. We were the only 2 bands at the time. They're slaying it. I'm coming out of the studio, set up to slay it. And then at the first radio meeting, it's when you come up with where we're going to spend our money, because they didn't spend it everywhere. Usually they bet on one racehorse.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
me,
Market.
Kelly Clarkson, and Citizen Cope, And me and Citizen Cope just hugged it out and just kept grinding on the road.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the money went to the person that 100 million people already knew.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the American Idol thing did not work in my favor because they all ran through J Records.
Right.
So after a while, my main guy, who was the president of Octone, named James Diener, he got fed up with always being passed over for an American Idol, because the next radio meeting, I was selling 5,000 albums a week, selling out theaters without any radio yet,
Right.
and they passed on me for Carrie Underwood. Of course, so, I would have if I was them too, probably, but it just wasn't working. So we moved to Interscope, and this is my best story in the music industry. My contract, yeah, it had Maroon 5 on it too. But me and Maroon 5 got sold to Interscope Record for $99 million.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
Michael Tolcher and Maroon 5 for $99 million.
How much of that did you get?
My little thing, I cost $1,500 and Maroon 5 cost $98 million. I cost $1,500. But it's true. So we got sold to Interscope, the 2 of us. So we moved the whole operation with our president over to Interscope. And then time went by.
great.
I just came home. I didn't get dropped. I want to say that officially. I didn't get dropped. I said bye-bye and left. They owed me like $50,000. I just said, it ain't worth it. Y'all don't even have a website up for me.
Right.
Holy
crap.
I have 2 Olympic commercials. I'm going to Beijing. My friends I ran track with are probably going to win gold medals.
Oh, I remember that.
This is because I ran track at Georgia
Okay.
Tech. And 2 of my friends did win gold medals. And I had 2 Olympic commercials on NBC playing for 6 weeks, but I didn't even have a website.
Right.
So once I got back from the Olympics,
But you got your royalties for that.
oh yeah, BMI, thank you.
Hey, thank you, BMI. Yes.
Super shout out to them. Thank
Super
you,
shout
NBC. Thank you,
Yeah.
Hilton.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you had a series
The
of
money
Hilton
wasn't the
commercials,
problem;
right?
it was the exposure.
Didn't you have some Hilton commercials as well?
Yeah.
Or you were like on a CD or something that they had
No,
in
I
the
had-
rooms or something?
Well, they were super kind to me. Hilton was, and so for about a year, when you turned your TV on at a Hilton, my song came on, and me a video.
Yeah.
That song, Voila. You remember? Voila, let's roll indeed. Yeah, Hilton really supported me a lot. And they're the ones that took me to the Olympics multiple times. But yeah, the label just, they never were supportive. It was like, we just never had the team to win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I bailed. I just said, I'm going to just have an independent career. I'm going to see if I can.
And if I remember correctly, they had real specific ideas about how they wanted you to dress, how they wanted you to look, and how they wanted you to act.
Yeah.
And they got a little bit extreme. I remember having discussions back in the day about it.
It was.
Still the case nowadays too.
They wanted me to be 19, and I was already 30 years old.
Yeah. Didn't they want you to get fucking plastic surgery?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, bro.
They want you to just.
They
be,
wanted him to
at
look
the time,
like a certain way. And it was,
perfect teeth.
it's like, what the hell, man?
It was unfortunate. When I went there, I just said, look, they were an independent label. And it's not all their fault, I will say, because when I went there, I said, look, I just want to play theaters. I want to be like an Amy Mann or like a Martin Sexton or, I want to play theater.
Yeah, you don't have to be in an arena.
With a drummer and a keyboard player. I'm not interested. I'm already 30. I already know what I want in this life. It's not that, but it is more than throwing the ball to my dog in the park in Atlanta. It's more than that. And so I said, I want to play in theaters. So I did visit majors, but I signed with this independent label with money, and an upstream. So it wasn't
Right.
like I was going to be slugging it out. But then Maroon 5 was right in front of me, only months in front of me, and they sold 15 million records. So all bets were, they was like, we're not an independent label, we're making fighter jets now, bro. And I didn't want to just go, okay, well, I'm not going to be a fighter jet. So I hung in there. I was there.
I'm going to go tell these guys to wait for their sound check. Hold on a second. You got somebody sound checking right on the other side of the wall.
Okay.
They probably won't pick it up.
Well, just in case.
Just in case.
I'm going to tell them not to.
Yeah.
Some more coffee.
Bam, bam.
What do you think? Rick, get you in?
I'd love a coffee if there's a PayPal.
I'll bring you a black.
Bam, bam.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, we can keep it rolling too. You also had some publishing, like deals with like song placements on like TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, I got very fortunate with that. I had the best publisher in the world, Charles Koppelman.
Okay.
He started EMI way back in the day.
Okay.
But just an amazing, just a super G. I learned so much from him. He was a mentor. I'd never met a bigger boss. So I learned just so much as being in the room with them. But he was a publisher. And then I had a great film and television representative at J Records.
Oh, amazing.
Also, she was just amazing. And the songs translated for that era for like the television shows that were like for teens, like One Tree Hill,
Yeah.
Life as We Know It. And it was accessible. So like the American Lung Association could use it, Hilton, NBC, it just could fly on TV. There wasn't too much controversial. And people were starting to tap into just being more positive at the time. So I ended up licensing about 60 songs.
Oh, crazy. I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, it's the only thing that kept me alive.
Yeah.
The label certainly didn't keep me alive. I could throw them under the bus because they did the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And the NYU course, they taught a course on Octone Records at NYU. And I guess they wouldn't have guessed the students would reach out to me, but they did, told me some of the BS that the label was telling them. I got to set the record straight with the class, with the teacher at NYU.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, we were just talking about some of the publishing he got too with like TV shows and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That kept me alive for years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's the way That's the way to go.
It's the publishing, right?
Yeah, if you're not getting placements and you're not doing something, you're not gonna. Then you're just on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Tickets and T-shirts.
that's right. Tickets and T-shirts, and let's talk a little bit about that. We learned a good nugget at breakfast today about the $50 CD and the $50 T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
So you were for a while just opening. It was just a few years ago, right? When I saw you opening for REO and
I think it was 7
and Chicago. Was it 7 years? Wow, it seems like yesterday.
Believe that?
Wow.
Yes.
7 years ago.
It's like time froze after COVID.
I guess, yeah.
Everything did.
Yeah.
Yeah, pre-COVID, post-COVID. But yeah, I remember going to see you opening for Chicago.
Yep. I was very fortunate to get that summer tour through REO Speedwagon. It was a 37-show tour. But I met REO at the White Sox game, Chicago White Sox game. I used to play every year some originals and then sing the
At
national
spring
anthem.
training.
No, at the
That's it.
the regular season. This is 4th of July.
I remember you and I went and did a spring training.
we
thing
went
once,
to the
remember?
Orioles.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yes, that was cool. Yeah, we did that, but I met them because they put you in the batter's circle, right? And this one year they said, hey, you don't have to sing the anthem this year. REO Speedwagon's going to sing the anthem. I was like, oh, great, because that's a lot of pressure. And so I'm just going to play my originals. But this whole entertainment segment was limited to the batting circle at the game. You know, the batting circle's not real big where you warm up with your bat. On deck circle.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So it's the entire REO Speedwagon, which is 4 of them, and it's me with my microphone set up, and our area is the batting circle. So literally their face is right here in front of me because it's a small circle.
Right.
And I'm like, the lead singer of REO Speedwagon is 3.5 feet away from me, and he's going to have to see me singing, belting out. Like, I thought, this is going to be torture for you also, you know. You're used to being right here, but now here's some guy you don't know about to sing 3 originals just, like, directly at your face, you know.
Oh, my God.
And he did. He stood right there, and they were talking to each other, you know, and I sang 3 originals, you know, in the whole stadium. It's just a fantastic experience. And then afterwards, he said, don't go anywhere, you know, stay right here. So then they sang the anthem, and he said, would you ever want to come open for us? You know, I said, man, I have a small bag. I'll be at your hotel room tonight.
Yeah.
And so they got in touch with me, and then he said, don't make any summer plans. And then he got me on the dang Chicago REO tour, 37 amphitheaters, and we played the Forum in LA. I got to like tour the Lakers' old locker room. It's like we played some pretty classic venues, but
Yeah, I saw you guys here in Alpharetta someplace.
that's right. I don't know what it's called now, but it was the Verizon.
It was the Verizon.
And that's Ameris.
Yeah, now it's Ameris, but same place. Yeah. Yeah, and
That was cool.
And I got to say, dude, there's not too many people who can open up for Chicago and REO with an acoustic guitar and no band and still kill it. So, you know, kudos to that, dude. That was, I remember when you invited me to the show here and I was like, "Damn, it's just like no band?" And you were like, "Yeah, no, just me." And I was like, "Shit, all right, well, I'm going to come see."
Hey, that was the first question I asked at breakfast.
Yeah.
Because that blows my mind. Like, I saw recently, too, this Argentinian bass player, Pedro Aznar. And he did these shows, too, like playing, like, all these, like, classic Argentinian, like, legacy players, like, and I was like, dude, how are you playing in front of, like, 10,000 people with just an acoustic? I can't.
Yeah.
I'd freeze. So, like, my fingers wouldn't move.
Oh, luckily I was just opening, you know. But I think, you know, you have these big speakers, and I thought the key for me was to get everyone in this relaxed kind of place instead of trying to rock and roll them. You know?
Right, because that's
Plus,
coming.
I play rhythm on the body of the guitar. That
Right,
helps a
that
lot
helps.
to give
That
them
does help.
something.
There's some kind of percussion.
words to follow. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was magical, man. Especially under that shell, like at amphitheaters,
Right.
that first 10,000 people or whatever. But yeah, it was. I don't know if they felt sorry for me, but sometimes I think that did it too. Like I go, oh, it's just one guy and his acoustic. Like, well, it's really, you know, this poor guy.
Let's pay attention to the poor bastard.
This poor guy, you know, couldn't find a band. You know, like this poor kid showing up without a team. You know,
Probably met him in the parking lot, you know.
yeah. But then they went to buy my CD, and of course it was $50. So fuck this guy.
So what was that? Is that a Live Nation thing? What was
You
that?
just-
Where's
yeah.
that mandate from?
It was Live Nation where you have to match price. That, you know, and it on paper, I guess it would look like, yeah, don't undercut the other acts,
right.
right? But
Right.
if they had looked closer, you know, they could have seen, oh, this is just a single acoustic
Yeah.
guitar.
It's you're talking about like decades-long legacy acts selling a $50 T-shirt or a $50 CD or whatever.
Makes sense.
I guess you would pay that because it's this legacy act. But you're a singer-songwriter that's trying to fucking make it. And somebody comes along and says, yeah, I never really heard of this guy. $50? Nah.
Yeah.
I
In
mean, that's
hindsight, I should have given
Yeah.
it away.
You should have given them away.
I still have 3,000 of them. What was I thinking?
Oh my God, dude! You know,
Whoa.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've lost track of the. When you search through the building and we're looking for stuff, we'll run into like boxes of CDs that were never sold here, and it just reminds me like, oh, why did we press all these? And, you know, we sold 500, we got 2,000 left.
Yeah. We missed our window to even give them away. Like if you and I wanted to give them away,
Nobody wants them anymore.
we'd have to go to like northern Idaho or
Africa or
Mississippi
someplace,
Delta,
bro.
like where there's
We'd have to go to the third world. There's some place where people will still play a CD.
It was
And even there, they'll be like, no, I have an iPhone, bro. What are you stupid?
hold on, hey, but hold on one second. This guy's trying to give me
Guy's trying to give me a
coaster.
CD. This guy's trying to give me a
What is
coaster.
that again? Yeah, what? Oh,
Is
it's
that
like
a
a
coaster?
miniature frisbee.
Dude, this guy, I'm not, I swear to God, I just had this flashback memory of like, I think we were like in Kansas City or someplace traveling. And this dude comes up, you know, we get out of a show or something. And this dude comes up on the street trying to sell me his music. You know, hey, I'm famous. I'm a producer. I'm a rapper. I'm whatever it is. And he's got like CDs, like handmade CDs, like with a label stuck on them. Like we're talking about like 2 years ago or something. 2 or 3 years ago. I was talking about very, very recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, dude, I don't even have a CD player, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I might have one at home, but you know, like, and he said, no, take it. You just, you know, please, I want you to listen. I was like, I don't even have a way to listen to it. I said, can you like give me your like link or something, or can I go to your Spotify or you know whatever, you know, I'm going to write my name on this and all that, and then he gets, it's like he's forcing the CD on me.
Mm.
And I'm like, bro, I'm really, you know, okay. And I'm standing there with my wife, Sunshine. I'm going, okay, and then I'm like, okay, well, thanks, dude. And then he's like, you ain't gonna pay me for it? And I'm like, no, man, take it back. I already don't want it. I told you I don't want it. Now you want me to pay you for it. And then he starts trying to argue with me about why I should pay him for this CD that I already don't want. And I was like, basically, like, this is a coaster. Dude. This is a drink coaster. And you want me to buy it from you.
It's unfortunate. Like it's a big problem in Europe now with that stuff.
CDs?
Not necessarily CDs, but
pushing.
yeah, they'll give you something and then they chase you down
to pay you.
Hey, pay me.
Yeah, hey, pay me.
Yeah,
Man,
What a crazy scam.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I can't believe, I didn't throw it at the dude, but I was like, you know.
it's like aggressive artists. We're not, you know, it's
Yeah.
like counter, like a paradox, an aggressive artist. Hey man, check out my new.
It's kind of like the,
You think you're doing them a favor? Oh, you know what? Hey,
kind of like the Angry
work.
Soup
Okay.
Kitchen in New York.
it's just
right?
$10.
Where you go there to get yelled at by the soup kitchen.
Right.
You know, people go to get abused.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know, Napster came out during my first CD, so
Oh,
it's 2003. I'm on the road selling them $15 a pop, selling hundreds of them a night
wow.
for 15 a pop. And then the bottom fell out, like
All at
no
once.
longer for sale.
How long did that take to happen? Did it happen in
No,
months, weeks, a
over
year?
months. Like
Months.
we're selling, I think, let's see, $500 a night.
Over the course of a tour, though. Over the course of a tour.
Oh,
you
yeah.
watched
By the
it.
end of the tour, it was like the label was trying to give away, the CDs were free to me.
Wow.
And this was in 03 or 04. And it still took a long time because for a long time, you could still sell CDs in the Midwest. Just even the REO tours, I'd sell 100 a night in 2017, 18.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd sell
At
100.
$50?
No, this wasn't with Live Nation.
Oh, okay.
This was just theater shows with our
Right, where they were reasonable. Right.
sell to 10% of the audience would still buy a full-on CD for $15, but only in the Midwest.
Right.
Just like fashion,
Right.
They still had them in their cars. But I remember, so it hit me when they stopped, because I haven't bought a new car in so many years. I didn't realize they stopped putting
They stopped playing CD players.
I don't know when that happened, maybe 2020, maybe before.
I think it was before, honestly.
Before that, okay. Yeah. But I remember, I'm still at a party, and it was still the time where people would still take a CD or buy a CD. But this one time, I went to give this woman a CD, and I said, thank you so much for coming to the show. Here's a CD, and she took it, and her 11-year-old son said, "Mom, what's that?"
So what's that?
And it really hit home when the 11-year-old didn't know what a CD
Didn't know what it was. Oh, you're
and
like,
I said, "Oh, it's a CD."
oh, that was that was mine. That was yours, yeah.
Oh, it's a
Got your cooties.
Well, that's right.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's a CD, and then he still didn't know. Oh, what's that? And she said, "Oh, it's used to put it, play
That's how we
music
used
on
to
it."
play music.
But
and he's
I
like
stepped
scratching his head.
I
going,
stepped in it again because I said, "Well, your mom can, she'll play it in the car on your way home, And the mom went,
No.
no,
No, I won't.
there's no CD." I was like, I got tripled down on right there, just hit, the forehead, realizing, oh, that's the end of CD.
God, you know what I'm dealing with now? Like, I'm the end of Blu-rays and other disc formats
Some videos.
of So I probably have every Blu-ray ever made because I'm a movie freak. So
Yeah,
I
I
just
remember that.
always, if a new movie comes out, I buy the disc. And so now my daughter, who's 14, wants to watch a bunch of old movies.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, I have that. I got that on Blu-ray. I got their special edition.
All right. It's going to look and sound
No,
great.
she's not going to go through the trouble to look through the stacks of discs to find a movie. She's like, please just let me rent it. It's only $3.
Right.
She just wants to hit the thought of going to the cabinet and opening it and having to look at the shit that's already in alphabetical order. So if you know the alphabet, you could get in the ballpark. But that's too much now. Too much. And then she got me the other day because she's like, Dad, I want to watch it in my room. And I said, so just get it and watch it in your room. She goes, there's no disc player in my room, Dad. Oh. I was like, you got me.
Don't
Crap.
tell me you're buying another Blu-ray.
No, I'm not. I just paid the $3 to let her rent the damn movie. That's my point. But it's like we have been forced into this digital age of convenience and whatever the format is. I hate MP3s.
Right.
But it all started with Napster. And so that was what, 2003 and 4? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, 03, yeah. I think it came out in 03.
I mean, for me, it happened pretty fast in our world, too. The budgets vanished, and why is nobody booking?
Right.
Where'd all my clients go?
Profit it was all tickets and t-shirts. You couldn't sell your music. I mean,
Yeah.
it happened overnight.
It happened overnight.
Music's free now.
But yeah, I didn't realize in the length of a tour that you went from 500 CDs a night to giving them away.
We don't need them anymore. Yeah. We're not taking boxes of CDs.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. The numbers just disappear.
And now
Music is free.
it's not free. People are buying vinyl.
Yeah.
And my 14-year-old wants vinyl.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, I want Sade's greatest hits. And I was like, well, you got to let me stream it before I let you, play it. And so I was going to stream it last night.
Oh, cool.
And I took it out. I was all ready. I was cleaning it and I was moving it over to the turntable and I fumbled. And the disc fell out of half of one of my hands and landed on the corner of the turntable and scratched the crap out of the whole back of it. Side B is done. Can't play it. So there's that aspect. Of course, I don't miss that part of it. But I will say, I think vinyl sounds amazing.
Okay.
And there's a huge comeback in vinyl. They can't keep up with the demand.
Amazing.
And now there's issues too, because there's one of the main factories. I just read the title. I didn't read the whole thing, but I don't know if it's like the exact, like the vinyl itself.
The plastic.
They supply it. Yeah. But one of those factories just burned down.
Oh boy.
So now there's going to be a shortage.
A shortage of vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh God. It already was like taking 6 months to get it done. You know?
Yeah, I believe it. But surprisingly, like I was saying earlier, my new vinyl assistant, Hayden,
Yeah.
he's a youngster. He's going to be in his 20s, and he's buying vinyl like it's going out of style. And my 14-year-old, she wants vinyl. She still has her phone, and she walks around, but when she wants to sit down and listen to a record, she wants to put it on the record player.
Oh, I like that.
I think it's great. The new Close Enemies we were talking about when we interviewed Pete and Tony, they got an old school vinyl mastering engineer. They went to an old school pressing plant in Memphis, and their vinyl sounds stellar. I mean, super high quality, really good. But those guys are getting harder to find, the mastering guys, because they're dying off. And the pressing plants, in a similar fashion, the older machinery is superior to the newer stuff. I had a discussion with a guy who all he does is sell machinery to vinyl pressing plants. That's his job. And I called him because somebody I knew was interested in opening a pressing plant. They said, do you know anybody who does this? And so I made some calls, got on the phone with this guy and said, yeah, I was just in New Orleans at a pressing plant where they use the warm tone record press from Canada. It's made in Canada. All automated. And I was super impressive. I was like, this is so cool. Like, wow. I was just watching them make the records. And he goes, warm tones, well, they're okay. But then he had a whole list of other manufacturers. And he goes, these machines are far superior, and he had this whole like lineage of badass pressing machines.
So it comes down to pressing machines.
So the machine and the operator and the mastering engineer.
What about
the quality of the plastic and the thickness of the plastic? You can choose to press the shitty thin ones or the heavier weight ones.
So when you buy a vinyl like the Sade vinyl, what do you pay for it?
That was a double album. It was like $35.
Okay.
And it was on the heavier, 100 gram or whatever they call it, the heavier plastic.
Depends where you go too, because they do have like crazy markups. Like Barnes and Noble, they're like distributing a lot of vinyl now, but it's like it's like I think you'll pay like $45 to $50 for.
I go to Amazon.
Yeah,
just get it on Amazon. It's probably the best bet.
So when a band puts out an album these days, do they make vinyl?
They do, not automatically, but they do. Mostly. And to that point, Peters sounded great. But I've heard other people, I'm not going to say who, but that are also well-known artists. And I just opened up a vinyl last night and played it, and it sounded kind of bad.
Okay.
A lot of pops and cracklies and a lot of, even some skips. And I thought, damn, is my turntable, fuck up? Is something wrong? And then we put on another record right after that was flawless.
Oh, okay.
So the quality of the pressing, the quality of the plastic, the quality of the mastering is all super important in vinyl. You can't take a master for your CD, for example. I've mastered my album now. It's done, and I've put it on Spotify. That mastering that you did for that song won't work on vinyl.
Oh, okay.
You have to master it specifically for vinyl, which requires somebody who knows how to do that.
Okay, so you do take the master mix and master that or whatever.
That's right.
Final
mix.
Mix.
You take the final mix and you master it.
Mastering stems for vinyl.
That's right.
Okay.
No, you're mastering the final 2-track mix.
Okay.
And vinyl has limitations, most specifically on the bottom.
Okay.
Too much low end energy will make the needle jump out of the groove.
Oh, sure.
So yeah,
I did make 11 into a vinyl. I did a vinyl run, orange.
You got one?
Disc.
probably in the basement.
Ooh.
I'll bring it.
All right, we'll play it.
I think
that'll be a fun one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate too in that world now because, it's all about tapping into the psychology of how consumers buy. When you think of like vinyl, it's mostly doesn't matter the age, but like it's people that care to collect it.
Right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, a lot of bands that might not be like, Close Enemies, they took the time and the research to like really, they care a lot about their product. But a lot of bands, they'll just like, oh, whatever, we'll just
Send it to the
yeah, because then you can there's a higher profit margin than printing a CD or printing a shirt.
I think mine sold for like, I mean, it had to because of what I paid, but it was $75 a copy. Holy crap! Of the vinyl. But this was,
right.
8 years ago.
Yeah,
More, no, that was 2015. So 11 years
11
ago.
years ago. Yeah,
And there weren't a ton. There were only like 2 or 3 places that were pressing.
that's right. There wasn't a lot. Now they're popping up more and more because of the demand.
Yeah. Okay.
But even with the increased demand, it's the critical steps got to be taken if you want to count. If you want it to be something that people listen to and enjoy.
And they mastered mine for vinyl. They did the people pressing.
Well, there's if you go to vinyl and you call them up and say, hey, I want to send you my CD or I want to send you my tracks, my digital file, and want you to turn it into a vinyl, right? They'll master it. They have a process where they run it through probably AI or some crap, and they'll do a mastering job on it that will meet the spec so that so the needle won't jump out.
Okay.
And it'll play. But that's not an artistic version of mastering, where like a mastering engineer would do and go, what do I got to do to this, frequency on this song and really dial it.
Okay.
Which is a whole nother level of mastering, right? So.
Yeah, and especially like, some of the newer records that people are making that have so much low end.
Yes.
We should probably get that Dua Lipa record on vinyl.
Ooh, we should.
Just to see, because that has like some crazy low end.
The Bad Bunny stuff did that too on a few of the songs where, it just pegged the meters and they're just, it's just, but it didn't jump out of the groove.
Yeah.
They managed to do it. So yeah, there's a way they do that. I don't know what it is. And it's still, here would be an interesting comparison. We can get the Dua Lipa digital file and we can get the vinyl and be the same song and see what it sounds like. Are we getting the subs really like hitting as hard with the vinyl as they are with the digital file? I don't know that they could.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's even possible.
Be interesting. For sure.
Yeah.
I definitely remember like when I played that album, the vinyl, it was just the novelty that, the album is on vinyl. It also probably the care wasn't taken or anything. And a lot of the instrumentation was digital to begin with. So
right.
It just seemed like a digital album was on vinyl to me.
Right.
But that would be interesting if you could really
compare,
tell the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, like, especially, when vinyl sounds best when it is all organic instruments. When it is like,
I would think like a cello
or a horn section.
Yeah.
Or just
real snare drum.
Yeah, exactly.
Real bass.
Yeah. Real everything.
Yeah. It's just the energy translates to that medium.
Yep. And I'll tell you one thing that impresses me about vinyl, especially as we're doing this streaming thing, where I sit in the control room and, the sweet spot and I'm listening to, every detail. The stereo imaging is super impressive. The way the vocal floats in the center or whatever, the stereo image is just like, for some reason, it really translates well from vinyl. And I don't know what exactly it is, but when it gets into the digital world, something changes. And you lose that, I don't know, part of that quality, part of that stereo image quality. I could see that. The first time that I'd listened to vinyl in years, me and a friend of mine were rummaging through a spare room at the house, and there was a record player set up, and there were some records. I was like, listen, we put on a Led Zeppelin record.
Whoa.
We're like, it was like Zeppelin 3. Like, let's listen to Zeppelin 3. When was the last time we did that? When we were kids. And we sat there on the floor. We had the 2 speakers, and we just sat in between the 2 speakers on the floor. And we were like in awe of, we feel like we're in the room with the band. Like we felt like we could feel where each band member was standing. And it felt so real that it struck me because I'd spent years and years with my head buried into the digital world. And then all of a sudden, here we are. I got the fancy stereo and the surround sound and the nice CD player and all that shit. And here's this crappy old stereo with vinyl, and the stereo image blew away my fancy stuff downstairs.
That's amazing.
I don't know how to explain it, Lucy.
Yeah, there's something too, even like just with how hi-fi speakers were made. I mean, even to this day, just they do feel like they're an instrument in the room too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why, like, you know, I get why certain audiophile people will spend like 30 grand on a pair of speakers and not treat their room and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
But it is just like another instrument inside the room.
Yeah.
And it's more immersive for like that analog feel.
We're gonna have a good time getting in. We got hopefully get some hi-fi stereo guys in here for a talking Chit.
Oh, cool.
Because I have a point to make to those guys about vinyl, which is they buy the $40,000 turntable, they put it on the pedestal made, you know, of solid marble or whatever, and they're going through all this trouble to isolate the vibration with the special shock absorber feet and all the other shit, and they fail to consider sound traveling through the air in the very room that the turntable is in, which has a giant effect on it. And the louder you crank your speakers, the more of an effect it has. It's like it'll feed back eventually and it'll start to rumble. Yeah. And it's like, wow, you went through all this trouble to put it on a pedestal, but you forgot about the sound in the air, dude. So what we do is we literally have the turntable isolated in another room.
Oh, okay.
So it's not getting affected at all by it, what I'm hearing.
Oh, amazing.
Right. Whole different level of geekness.
That makes a lot of sense, though. So when you're talking about vinyl or analog, it seems like you'd be getting a lot more spikes and just frequencies and ambient stuff. Does the digital just kind of polish through that?
No, but the digital, the further you get from the middle frequencies, I think the less realistic it can become. It can start getting more artifacty and you know, it's just not the same.
Okay.
It's not as smooth. I think it's harsher. The bottom's not as round or smooth as well, or often, you know, it could be bigger because digital can deliver the crazy low end, but I think analog kind of, in a way, kind of shaves off the harshness.
Okay.
Like you're not getting as much of the high frequencies. It just can't go that high.
Okay.
But there's nothing up there you really fucking want.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always always like
itself limits.
Yeah, it's kind of self-limiting in that frequency-wise. But I also think anything digital is a simulation of analog. So no matter what your format is, MP3 or WAV or whatever it is you're listening to, it's zeros and ones trying to replicate a waveform in moving through space, right? Moving through physical space. Whether that's coming off of a piece of tape or whether that's coming off of vinyl, it's a physical medium that's providing the physical waveform, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Whereas a digital version of that, whatever digital version, is a computer simulating that.
So
it's a simulation. Digital audio is a simulation of analog audio.
yeah.
So I used to get in trouble with this all the time with the plug-in manufacturers because they would have me talk on panels and people would go, "Oh, you're the guy who has all that analog stuff though, right?" So, and the kids would prod me, "What do you really think? I mean, blah, blah, blah." And then it would always come down to, well, I'm using the real one and they're using a simulation.
Oh.
And there's no argument to that. Every plugin on the world is a simulator. When you record into Pro Tools and you play it back, it's simulating what a tape machine used to do.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
It's zeros and ones. It's replicating the sound, right? But not in the way that an analog medium does.
Right. I got you. Okay.
It's math.
Yeah.
You're listening to good math. And the better it sounds, the better the math is.
It's like being there in person versus watching the video.
Yeah.
Kinda.
And to add to your point too, like when it comes to analog equipment, like the manufacturers always made it with the intention of like some sort of character or some sort of musicality to it. That's why people that first start experimenting with analog, they're like, "Oh, it sounds so much better than the plugin." Well, the digital stuff is made to, because of how consumers consume it, it's like it's all a simulation of everything. So
Right.
it's like, as an example, like with a guitar speaker, you're not hearing 11K, you're not hearing 12K. Like just how the speaker is made, it shaves off all
It
that.
just doesn't do it.
Yeah. So now you have all these amp simulations and plugins and stuff like that, and you're playing a guitar through and like, yeah, it sounds pretty cool. But then now you go grab an EQ and an analyzer and you're like, why is there information above 10K?
Yeah, it shouldn't be
Makes
any
no
there.
sense. If I put a 57 on a cab, you don't see that.
Right.
Yeah.
And we did a simulation of an amp a while back, and initially when you heard the simulation, you were like, "Yeah, that's pretty damn good, man." And then when you really start listening, and you go, and we were able to match levels in A, B, back and forth, real one amp, back and forth, and then right away the deficiencies become obvious, and the real one always wins because it's real. It's not a simulation. It's not somebody's program trying to recreate the sound of your amp.
I think I don't know too much about the science of it or the technicalities of it, but like a digital signal from my acoustic guitar versus well-placed microphones in front of my acoustic guitar is like, can't live with. I can't even live with the sound of going through the cable versus capturing
pair
what's
of mics.
coming off the guitar. Like it's like
Yeah.
the sound itself is
Yeah, I mean, I've always used the direct as a like maybe blend in a little of that for
lift the low end.
or something or whatever. But yeah, the primary
That
sound would be the
digital
acoustic.
sound of it is like defeats a lot of the purpose. But if you're not an acoustic player or a musician or whatever, you're just hearing a guitar. Like if you're just a consumer, you're just oh yeah, what do you mean? It's an acoustic guitar, and it's so much easier on the engineer, and there's so much less to deal with, so many less variables to just plug that thing in.
Oh, yeah.
Run it straight in here. But
Yeah, even with an acoustic, it's funny because like almost all the acoustic companies, it kills me. Like Taylor, as an example, incredible instruments, but you'll pay $8,000 for this master built guitar, and they put the same electronics as a $600 Taylor Mini or whatever.
Right.
And what it is like it's an electromagnetic transducer, but they put it on the bridge, on the saddle. And like, who listens to an acoustic guitar there? So it's just bright and thin, and
yeah, you're right.
yeah. I remember with my business partner, like he has like a Koa Taylor. It sounds amazing. It's like he heard it for the first time, mic'd up stereo with a couple of AKGs. It was like, bro, I didn't even know I could sound like that.
Right. He was so used to his crappy
Yeah,
pickup.
I didn't even know I could sound like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to that point, the weakest link in your signal chain could be the death of your sound, right?
Mm.
I think great examples would be wireless transmitters. I think they're terrible. I think a good cable, a good quality cable compared to a wireless transmitter,
Okay.
unless we were talking about, was it
Basic,
Angus Young's? Yeah, that's a whole different thing because that's part of his sound.
Oh,
But his wireless rig, it imparts some sort of color. But outside of something like that, I would say it's the same thing. It's like go right to the source, man. Don't use the cheap stuff. Like you said, $8,000 guitar with $200-300 worth of electronics in it.
right.
If you're gonna do it,
Which is probably $10 realistic.
right. Realistically, $10 for it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's
And I've shopped around for them too. I've gone in, when I at times when I have money, I want the best. Like I'm expecting it to be made of solid gold. Like, hey, I want to replace my pickup with just like some NASA developed sound thing. They're like, we got this is $330.
Yeah, the Fishman's
$280.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna go right under your bridge,
Yeah.
the one that does sound really good is the LR Bags Anthem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are good. The bag stuff. Yeah.
And what they do is a mix. They have the transducer on the bridge, but then you have to install it has a little omnidirectional condenser mic in the sound hole.
That's got on the little gooseneck thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Those are nice.
They sound really, really good. Not as good as putting a couple of stereo mics in a nice treated room.
Right.
That's how I stream too. I have a stereo pair in front of my guitar.
And a vocal mic.
Yeah.
What do you use?
I use the I can't remember the EV version of like an SM7.
Okay. for the vocal mic.
Yeah. Just really don't need a windshield, very or wind protector, very guarded. And then for my particular vocal, I like it pulls out like I'm more of a baritone, so it tends to really receive the baritones.
Right on.
I think.
What about the acoustic?
Too, right? I have a very cheap pair of stereo pair, just like Sennheiser. Maybe they're different. What's the company that Midas bought? Behringer. I think they're Behringers.
They work.
But I'm going to upgrade. I need to upgrade to some Neumann.
And what do you plug them into?
I use an Xair 18.
Okay.
You know, the little...
Yeah.
It's I don't know what they call it. It's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's a digital mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the Xair 18 and it's like...
So you got any streams coming up?
I'm starting to do the first Sunday of every month.
First Sunday of every month.
Yeah. So I did one last Sunday. It's, I branded as Tolcher.
Nice. Yeah, we have Church of Sound.
Okay. Maybe we could stream from
That's
Church
right.
of Sound.
That's right. Church of Sound.
Church. Okay. We could do that one Sunday. I'd definitely love to go back to Muscle Shoals.
Yeah. Oh, we should do those on there. Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Oh, so you're doing Church of Sound here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it started here in Studio A.
Okay.
And then Church of Sound in the Shoals was a spinoff.
Oh, okay.
And because we're next door to Muscle Shoals Sound, of course, we're like, we should call it Muscle Shoals Church of Sound.
Uh-huh.
And then the big idea was we can have one everywhere. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
That's right. LA Church of Sound, Chicago Church of Sound. You just put them everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. We start a religion.
That's right. Let's do that.
Start a religion. I'm saving some taxes. Yeah.
Oh, man. My friend just had to run from a girlfriend that said she was starting a religion. He said, that's it for me.
That's it for me. Oh, yeah. I mean, the way taxes are going up, that'd drive you to start a religion.
Right.
At least you're praying to God a lot.
Yeah. And making your music tax free.
That's right. Yeah, it's
We brought it up the other day. It is interesting how no matter what religion or faith or whatever, the way they advertise it or they get you to come is always through music too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The rock band.
unless you're a Church of God, they don't allow that.
Yeah. Is that right?
No, yeah,
No music?
no instruments. They might be able to sing.
But it is, there is singing.
I think you're
Because even in Catholic churches too, it's like there's always singing.
right.
Ultimate influence.
Yeah.
They used to have a band every now and again when I was a kid in the Catholic Church. Not always, but I remember rare occasions it'd be like a band.
Yeah.
Mike's dad was a preacher, right?
He was a deacon and more of a counselor. He didn't really like run church ceremonies, but he was the chaplain at the federal penitentiary.
Right.
So, yeah, he organized all the religious events, not just.
Did you ever
Christian.
play in the
Yeah.
penitentiary?
Yeah, I got to play a few times at the federal pen on Boulevard. You know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Boulevard. Yeah, I got to play a few times. That was amazing. I met some incredible people, for various different ways. But they were all just very kind and quiet because they didn't have, much of an opportunity for the outside world.
Right.
So they were so attentive and so appreciative. And then after my shows, we'd talk, and my dad would kind of just he'd listen to it. So you got to go meet my family. You're going to New York. You got to go see my family. They'll welcome you in. You need a house, or you need a place to stay. I'm like, oh no, I'm all taken care of. My dad just kind of standing there going like, let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's get my kid out of the prison before he makes some new friends.
So you're not going to meet his family,
Yeah.
But eventually he would bring their files home and show me. He said, that guy you were talking to? Oh, crap. And man, do they put details in these files. I mean, God, I just was like appalled.
So you're like, good thing you didn't meet his family.
Yeah, it's a very good thing I did not meet their families. Now, some of them were just honest helicopter pilots,
Got caught up in running drugs or something.
Yeah, they were, bringing things from South America over in their helicopter. They were just pilots,
I
but
know a couple of those here in Atlanta.
others of them were real down and dirty mobsters.
Yeah.
And it would describe, their crimes and what they did to other people.
Wow, I'll bet that was pretty
Removing
impactful.
body
Yeah.
parts, removing eyeballs, and the detail they went into was unbelievable. And I'm like, that guy that was like giving me a hug and saying, "What do you
Guy
got?"
was giving me a hug.
Friend.
He eats children?
He pulls people's eye. If they don't pay, he removes their ears. God damn.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, that was some different experience there.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go use the restroom very quick.
Oh, yeah, man.
I think I'll be right behind you.
So we can go ahead and pause it.
Do you want to do a pause?
Yeah.
Pause?
I'll keep it running.
Yeah, keep it running. Just chop
Around 120.
Okay.
I think the mark.
I like the mark. But yeah, man. So I'm just trying to reminisce and think about stuff that we did back in the day. Oh, we talked at breakfast a little bit about, what was that? Was it a Disney TV show that wanted to use your song for the theme song?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was Life as We Know It. Yeah, it was Disney.
Nice. And
They used Sooner or Later.
oh, wow. That was a great song.
Oh,
Love that song. It was one of my favorites way back in the
I
day.
remember you telling me that. I always have your voice in my head as supporting that song. You were like, I think that's your best song. You said that like in 1997. Hey, guess what? You were right.
All right. Oh, man. Yeah. It was, how many years ago was it when they wanted it for the Disney thing?
That was 2005, I think.
Wow, that long ago. I feel like it was just the other day.
21 years ago.
21 years ago. Holy crap. So I remember,
Oh,
like,
there
we
was
couldn't
a
find,
there was a movie. Now I remember exactly.
because we had to find the instrumental version.
It was.
right?
I don't even know how they heard the song. It was a song called "Common Man."
I remember you said one of the girls that was a music supervisor or something happened to be a Tolcher fan.
Okay. And how she knew this song called "Common Man," I had no idea.
She must have been a
did
big fan.
from a live thing, something.
No, it wasn't live because we had
No,
it
not
was-
here. I mean, where she must have heard it. I don't know, but I remember I recorded it here.
Right.
So I came up one day and I was like, "Look, this is going to be crazy, but this movie, this supervisor wants this song for a movie, but it's a song called Common." And I didn't know for sure if I recorded it here or not, but we went into the
We
closet.
found it in the tape vault
found it.
on a DAT. And then we were like, God, I can't. At that
DAT
point,
players, are they still here?
they're still working. I still have like a half dozen of them.
Oh my
And
God.
the one that we used that day is still sitting there hooked up like it always has been.
That was incredible. And I'm sure you do this a lot, but it was like, do these things talk to computers? Like, let's plug it in. Can I even transfer it? You were working this out. Like, do we need to go to tape and then back to the?
It was really just as a digital tape. And the question was, will the machine play it? And it did.
That's right. Will the tapes?
Will the tape still play? Like, I don't know anything about, I've never had to bake a digital tape.
Right.
I've baked tons of analog reels, but that was like, I don't even know what to do if that doesn't play. But we just got lucky and it played. And we got the instrumental and bam, you got the gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the movie, I can't remember the movie.
So there's a trend I heard about from RTM is one of the new main tape manufacturers. It stands for Record the Masters.
Okay.
And
Not rehearse too much.
not rehearse too much. That's right. Not to be confused with rehearse too much. But they came by to give me some samples of tape, and we started chopping it up about, wow, you guys are making tape, huh? For who?
Yeah.
It's like, because I want some, but, there can't be many of me.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they absorbed like M-Tech and maybe 3M, but they absorbed a couple of the old tape manufacturers and created a bigger company called, RTM, Rehearse Too Much. Is a joke we were just making, dude, about the studio in town.
Studio.
The biggest rehearsal studio in Atlanta for years was called Rehearse Too Much.
Yeah.
RTM,
Okay.
which is now the name of this tape manufacturer.
Crazy.
Record the Masters, not Rehearse Too Much. But when we were talking, he said their biggest customers are now people like Iron Mountain, who are, you know who Iron Mountain is? They're like an archive company. They archive. One of their biggest customers would be Disney.
Okay.
So all of the Disney films and TV shows and anything, any media, Iron Mountain would be the archivists.
Okay.
So he said archivists like Iron Mountain are going back to analog tape, and they're taking their digital formats and dumping them to tape.
Oh.
Because, to the point you were just making a second ago, what machine are we going to plug this thing into? Who's got a computer that will talk to this, whatever the hell this format is? So in 100 years, imagine where computing will be. And so they're starting to realize, we know in 100 years we can play the tape, but we don't know if this particular type of hard drive or this particular disk or this, whatever it is, format will be readable in 100 years. Will we have a computer old enough to communicate with this, but we will have a tape machine that will still play the fucking tape. And then we can just dump it. They're going backwards
to
tape.
Dang.
Isn't that? Now it's got to be people with a lot of money, because you know tape is now a reel of 2 inch is now about $400.
That makes sense, though, that there'll be a physical something other than just
zeros and ones
count
on a thing.
And they kind of disappear anyway. Like you take your hard drive that's 10, 15 years old somewhere, or
maybe it'll play.
That's gone through some moves, and they pull like 50% of your files back up. Like they're not all still there.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I have one of those towers.
Yeah.
And,
I've heard that they like, I don't know what the right word for it is, but I've heard that they literally like evaporate. Like they lose data over time. Yeah. Tapes don't do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah. And like
that's what big tech has been doing for the last 20
Dude, I got
years.
boxes of zip cartridges, 100 megabyte zip cartridges. So first you need a SCSI port.
Oh,
plug it in. Right? Remember that? SCSI. It's really SCSI. You're a real scuzz bag.
Think about Pro Tools, right? It's like you buy the license, but then it's not supported the next year.
Right. If you buy
you have to be subscribed.
I'm going to say, and this is one of my pet peeves with Digico or whatever, Avid. I had to buy six.
Yeah.
I had to buy 6 perpetual licenses, right? One for each room. And at some point, right before COVID maybe, or right around that, all those licenses stopped working. And I was like, but it's perpetual. Why won't this perpetual license work on my new computer? Well, it's a perpetual license, but it doesn't support the new operating system.
Yeah.
You can keep it forever on your old computer, but if you want a new computer, you're going to have to buy the new Pro Tools.
They don't support it. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's not perpetual. That's until we feel like not supporting it.
Which is, it's something I was going to bring up earlier too with mediums, right? I have this kind of like conspiracy theory, one may say, but when you think about like all these big record labels, one of them being Sony,
right?
Sony since the 80s has been trying to push different formats.
Sony 360 is the latest, right?
Is it?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, but they were the ones, with Laserdisc, then Blu-rays and stuff like that.
Right.
And when you think about like how they operate as a company too, like not only they have like a huge stake in the music business, but they have a huge stake in the video game business too.
And in the headphone business and in the TV business and in the stereos and all the other things you use to consume the medium.
So they've never really been in the business of making money with music.
Although, aren't they now the largest music company in the world?
I know. But where is their revenue coming from? It's from media.
Sell stereos.
Yeah.
Or whatever else Sony makes.
Yeah. So was there interest to like always just have these
I'll tell you.
They kind of always wanted to make music free. That's my conspiracy.
Well, maybe. I will tell you this. They made arguably the worst tape machines on the planet Earth. It was called the MTR 24 or some shit like, I don't remember what it's called. Sony 24 track 2-inch machine.
Yeah.
They're out there. Don't buy one. Oh my God. the machine was so bad. It looked very fancy. It looked very modern. They had all these crazy ideas and some new technologies in there that were supposed to be, useful. But the machine sounded so bad and played so poorly, could never get it to align properly, could never get it to play back properly, always had issues with the transport. They brought me the machine, I can't remember, it must have been like 92, 93. They brought me the machine because they knew I was shopping for machines. And after about 2 weeks, I was like, please come get this machine. It's just the worst machine I've ever used. And it's huge. It's in my way. And it came in a giant road case. We were talking about
Make you a clear.
the Sony 2-inch tape machines. You remember, did you hang out at the old studio, bro? Or did you not meet me? No, not too old.
Still here, yeah.
So at the old place, Sony sent me this tape machine. We were talking about the conspiracy that Sony's trying to make sure that music is all free so they can sell us all their other products. But they sent me this tape machine that was so bad it was unusable, and it was in a giant road case, and I had a really small studio, so this road case was taking up like more than half of my hallway, and I had to maneuver around it every day. And after like 2 weeks, I knew it was a no-go. I was like, this is a lemon, please get it. And they wouldn't come get it. And like weeks go by, and finally I'm like, I was getting really irritated. And after like a month and a half, I just called him one day and said, hey man, your tape machine is out on the sidewalk in front of my studio, so you can choose to leave it there as long as you want, but I'm not bringing it back inside. And they finally sent somebody to get it. But yeah, it was a terrible machine. That was our Sony rant.
I was looking at, because even when Blu-ray was a thing, the most sold Blu-ray player was the PlayStation 3.
Oh, there you go.
And so they tried to put that medium, to force the medium onto the public too. But then what they did, which from a business perspective, it's incredibly smart, but they know families have kids. So it's like the cheapest Blu-ray you could buy was a PlayStation 3. So now they're going to have this reoccurring revenue
Right.
of the Blu-rays and video games.
Oh my God.
And then
Yeah.
going back to what we were discussing, how Sony is still, when it comes to intellectual property, they're probably the biggest player in the world, from music to movies to video games, right? So now they're just making money on these mediums that cost nothing to them to make. And now
It's all a download.
and now they're doing it digital, because guess what? That costs even less.
Yeah.
That costs nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, dude. The format changes is what we were talking about when you left, right? Going back to tape from digital and all the different evolutions of formats. We're gonna do a good stream here soon with our friend Billy Hume. Do you know Billy?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a stream where we go over all the formats that Billy has worked on.
Oh, wow.
And he has to do it with me because I have one of the formats no one else has.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to come here to do it. But it'll be fun to just talk about the evolution of the format to where we are now, you know?
Just music formats?
The recording formats. Okay. Yeah, not the consumer formats, but the production formats, like, ADATs and shit like that were terrible.
What was before 2-inch tape?
Smaller tape, I guess.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if you go all the way back, it would have been like that cylinder or whatever.
Yeah, the wax cylinder.
Wax cylinder. Yeah. And then
You had to use it.
I guess it was
record it, basically, right?
It was yeah, and then they had the gramophones where they would record to the disc, right to the disc. And then Les Paul invented the multi-track, but I don't know who invented the tape. I guess it would have been like a 1-track tape or something, like just mono, like 1 track. And then Les Paul invented the multi-track. I don't know if he invented the stereo machine or not. That would be a good thing to research. But he did invent the multi-track, and from there went on to, I know there was like 1-inch 4-track, 1-inch 8-track, 1-inch 16-track. And then when it got to 2-inch, I believe the early 2 inches were 16s. because there's definitely 2-inch 16 and 2-inch 24, but I don't know like of a 2-inch 8. There might have been a 2-inch 8 track. Would have been super fat tracks.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I have a bunch of reel-to-reel tapes from my grandpa, like in a box at home with slides. And I'm just now
They're probably 2-track.
thinking about what is on there. Music? Would they put music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Do you know
it's-
what size it is? 1/4-inch, 1/2-inch?
I think it would be probably
Inch.
half inch. Yeah.
We got a 1/2-inch machine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be a day.
Yeah.
Maybe he worked for the CIA. Who knows what's
Hey.
on those things?
Let's find out.
Let's go.
Turn that thing off. Yeah, they're gonna show up. They're gonna show up. Well, we won't tell them what day.
Yeah, we won't tell them what's on the tapes. They'll have to pay for it.
Let's just be honest. They're gonna know if we think about it.
Yeah.
They already know.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you think it, they know it.
They're probably hearing us right now. Yeah.
That's right. The mind police are busy.
They've already looked up who my grandpa was. They know exactly what's on those tapes.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you got a stream coming up. Where do people go? What's your website?
Well, I stream on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
Just search Michael Tolcher.
Yeah, just search all the platforms for Michael Tolcher. Something should pop up.
We'll leave links too in the description of all of this too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. I find that YouTube is the highest quality.
Yeah.
They allow for more quality, I guess, more bandwidth.
They also pay the highest royalty rate for writers.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll have to do my due diligence with BMI and for the live stuff.
Right.
Make sure all those shows are registered.
Yeah, we should do a. We should do a-
27 cents, gumballs are not a quarter anymore.
Man,
They're
I
like
gotta-
28 cents each.
I got a $15 check from Meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I've already ruined it with my kids. Not me, not my fault, but they'll ask me, Dad, how much does this cost? I said, oh man, it's gonna be like over $50. They'll be like, oh, that's nothing. Like that's nothing. I'm like, you better hush.
Better get a job.
My 5-year-old's like, oh, that's nothing. Because they're used to, I don't guess they quite get it. They only say, Dad, how much is a car? I said, well, a nice car is going to be like $25,000. Like that's nothing. They're used to seeing on the video this $200,000 Lamborghini.
Right.
Yeah, like, oh, $20,000. Let's roll. Let's go get one right now.
Well, my 14-year-old who's turning 15, she's having her quinceañera this year. And she's like, and I said, well, great, we'll get a band together. And she's like, no band. I don't want a band. Takes attention away from me. Just a DJ.
It's a DJ.
I was like, okay. I was like, well, it'll be great. We'll do it at the studio. She's like, no, we need a venue. I'm like, I have a venue. And she's like, no, we need a real venue. I said, it's a real venue.
Like Chateau Long.
I was like, come on, man. And so I just said, well, if you're going to rent a venue, you're going to need to get a job. Because Dad ain't renting you a venue. I already got one.
Yeah.
And she went and got a job.
Oh,
Working at the Cuban restaurant.
wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
At Mojitos. Because she's saving money to rent a venue for her quinceañera. I still got to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's kids, at some point, they got to learn, it's the same thing. Like, oh, that's nothing. I'm like, it's nothing. It's nothing. When it's not your money, it's nothing.
Right.
But when it's your money, you'll start thinking it's something. When you've worked and put that check in the bank and now you're
And it goes
spending it on like the big thing. There was a couple of things. The venue was one of them, but it was like, go to the nail salon. No way.
I think you see how quickly
Dad's going to pay for your fake nails. No, he's not. You want to spend money on stupid crap like that? You're going to have to spend your own money on it.
Yeah.
And she's figured it out, man. She's like, oh, yeah, maybe I don't need the fake nails. Yeah, maybe you don't.
Watch my car eat like a whole week's pay.
Exactly.
Well, so,
Man, I just drove by a gas station, and I don't know if this was right. I don't think it could be. But I just saw diesel at $6.68
wow.
at a gas station down the road when I was on the way here from breakfast.
That's
And I was like, that's got to be wrong.
That's some California.
well
prices.
away
That's
from
what
the
I'm
highway.
saying.
They'll bump it up away from the highway.
But this is like, that's absurd. $6 and something?
That's an extra $1.50 on top of a regular one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
crazy.
do remember when I had when I drove a diesel, if you got away from the highway too much, they gouged you sometimes.
Yeah.
So you could have seen that.
Yeah, Miami's the worst for that.
Really,
Oh yeah, if you're not right on the highway, they always gouge. It's hard to find diesel in Miami.
really.
Looks like so we have a rehearsal starting next week.
All right.
That's picking up.
I guess that's our cue. That's our cue.
I think that's where we wrap it up.
That's right.
Well, Michael,
Talking Chit.
thank you so much.
My brother.
Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for having.
High noon. Every
Yeah.
day. That's right.
Can't wait to have you again. You know,
Oh, yeah.
learn more stories. You know, I feel like this one was just super short. We didn't even dig into.
We didn't even do
Yeah.
that. We could, we could just move into Studio A too.
Well, we can take her easy. It's our first date.
yeah.
We'll just consider it our
Exactly.
first date,
Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to tell us you love us, Paul, right away.
I'll take
Get to know each other.
I'll take a button down the next session. For now, we'll button up.
Well, thanks again.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
doing it. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
Thanks for talking shit with me.
Yeah.
Talking Chit, just talking Chit, what are they doing? You never really know, but I'm into it. Talking Chit.